Even after the big Apple announcement, we don't know much about the Apple Vision Pro, the Apple way to get in the XR market. But this is about to change because we finally have the first real hands-on of the Vision Pro out in the wild, because Apple Insider had the opportunity to get hands-on with it quite early. Eita here, so welcome to the VR Tech channel. So this is actually extra interesting because this is the first actual hands-on not in the Apple campus with all the perfect conditions to actually use this headset. So that means that for the first time we're gonna hear a raw impression of it, actually real facts, and not what Apple wants you to hear. So well, let's get into it. Alright, here we are. So as we said, these handsets were from Apple Insider. I'm gonna leave the links of the website in the description below so you can read through everything. But what happened is that an undisclosed client with the dev kit for the Apple Vision Pro actually gave a not so allowed hands-on to the Apple Insider website. This is absolutely against the NDA, the non-disclosure agreement that you get when you get like a prototype or a dev kit like the Apple Vision Pro. So of course we're never gonna know who actually gave this demo, and it's fine because thanks to those people, thank you guys, we actually get some actual real insights of the Apple Vision Pro headset. In the good and in the bad, because there's some interesting stuff. Also, when I say the first real hands-on, I don't mean that all the others with all big creators that went there weren't real, but we know that when you're in campus, when you are a big presentation, you're actually like, you know, a bit taken by the hype. It's normal, and at the same time, the brand doesn't want you to say everything about it. So they just tell you, hey, don't talk about the FOV, don't talk about this one. So we had so many questions still remaining, and this article luckily gives us some answers. So here they start talking about the fact that they have experience, of course, with the virtual reality ecosystem and also the mixed reality ecosystem, because at the end of the day, the Apple Vision Pro is more an AR headset than a VR headset. At least that's what Apple wants to tell us. The idea is that you always want to be aware of the surrounding, and yes, you can have completely immersive experiences, but the most important part and the focus of this headset is actually mixed reality, augmented reality, so add stuff to your real world. So more similar to a HoloLens or the Quest Pro than a Valve Index or Quest 2. And that's also why it compares the Vision Pro with the HoloLens 2, even if I don't think that is actually a good comparison to be had. Yes, they have the same price, yes, they both do VR, but the Apple Vision Pro is actually a VR headset with AR capabilities. Even if the focus is AR, it's still a virtual reality headset. Instead, HoloLens is just an AR headset. That's it. There's no way to actually occlude your vision. But anyway, starting with the setup is gonna be very easy. It's gonna use the iPhone to actually do that, apparently. And it's very similar to what you do to set up Face ID. So move your head around in front of the camera. So you can calibrate probably your vision and also the audio that is gonna be tailored for, you know, the position of your ears, and that's very cool indeed. Also, if you wear glasses, you're gonna be able to add magnetically the glass inserts to the lenses of the headset directly. Because yes, this headset is gonna be pretty compact, so you're not gonna be able to wear your glasses under it. It talks about the material, the build quality, yada yada, we already know about it, and you can check it out in the video over here. Let's keep going. Field of view, I was actually very curious about this, because it's something that nobody talked about in the first hands-on videos from the big announcement. Here is actually saying that the field of view is very similar to all the other headsets on the market right now, like the Quest 2, the Quest Pro, or the Valve Index. So nothing is similar there, and it's saying that actually the vertical field of view is very good. And that's to be expected with pancake lenses, by the way. They have a very good edge-to-edge clarity. So yeah, they can fool some people that they'll actually be able to look around completely, as they will do without the headset itself. Now in the article again, they compare it with the HoloLens 2 that is very well known to have a very small FOV of around 40 degrees. So yeah, virtual reality headsets arrive at 110, 115. So of course it's gonna be much bigger and more than double than that. That's to be expected. So yeah, the visuals are gonna be still incredible, but of course don't expect to see exactly like they were advertising, let's say, but you're still gonna have your goggle effect using it. The next part to talk about is the video pass-through. Well, you're gonna see through the cameras of this headset because yes, you're gonna use the cameras to see your surrounding every time. In the article, they still claim that it does it very well with crisp and clear images most of the time. So yeah, you're gonna have a very good vision when the room is well lit, but in the areas with some shadows, well, you're gonna have some trouble and you're gonna lose some details, of course. Also a big problem usually with the pass-through that when you change lighting, well, the cameras struggle to actually adjust. Instead they say that here they adjust very, very quickly, and that's a very good thing. Talking about the screen brightness though, it seems to be pretty normal for the other VR experiences. Next section is eye tracking and gesture control, because as you might know, you're gonna be able to control this headset and their apps with your eyes and with just pitches with your fingers. It's actually a very interesting approach to input for this headset, and I think it's gonna be something that others will follow for sure. And what they say that the company appears to have stuck the landing on it, so it's actually a very, very good and enjoyable experience. And in short, if you can use the gestures on your iPhone, migrating to the Apple Vision Pro will be easy. That is, easy as long as you can adjust to doing the gestures in the air. So yeah, apparently a very good adaptation. About using the Apple Vision Pro, they actually tried a particular app of the people that were giving them the hands-on, and this was an app for manufacturing directly, where they were able to get instructions and interact with parts that will be used in different, like, you know, environments or scenarios. So yeah, as we said in the past with the HoloLens, it's all these kind of applications to actually help to avoid damage to machinery, damage to yourself, injuries, and something like that. So yeah, let's remember that this is gonna be a very expensive thing. Most of the customers of this thing are gonna be actually the industry. It's gonna be used for professional applications. Vision Pro, the name is for that. But now let's get to the actual use, because this user wasn't really happy with using Safari, for example, on the Vision Pro. It just didn't feel as natural as on the iPad or the MacBook. The input, it was kind of clunky a bit. So yes, it was doable, but not the best thing ever. At the end of the day, we're still interacting with the air the entire time. You can make it a bit better, but when you have to write on the keyboard, the input starts to be a bit difficult. I think a great thing that Meta did was actually enable the swipe to right in the keyboard when one of the latest updates, and I hope that Apple is gonna follow on that one, at least because it's a very good way to interact. Or maybe just let us lay the keyboard on the table so we can actually tap something and will feel more natural. We will see though. We're still at the pre-release situation. Talking about apps, of course, he said that there's not many apps available. Playing games with this thing is actually obnoxious. It's very, very bad because you don't have the same touch input that you will have on the iPad or the iPhone directly, but you can still use all the iPad applications with the Vision Pro. You're just gonna see them around the world around you. Again, for the use scenario, it's doable, but the iPad is better. Of course, they're gonna start to update all the applications to actually use 3D environments or something like that. At the point will be, of course, more interesting. Just time will tell at this point or what is gonna get for it. It's good that we can use these apps already, but of course, mixed reality is not made for flat things. But now the bad part, let's talk about the battery life. The battery life is still a little rough, probably because of the device analytics at the moment, with us getting a bit over an hour of use without external charge. So yeah, just 1 hour of battery life for now. That is really kind of nothing, and that is gonna arrive with the external battery that we're gonna have to carry around with us all the time. Now the Vision Pro has actually a MagSafe mechanism, so you're gonna be able to use and snap in and out the cable every time you want to actually charge the system. With 60 watts, you're gonna be able to charge it completely. Also the battery with the pass-through. So yeah, we're gonna need a good charger for it. But what this user is saying that most of the time you're still gonna be connected to the power plug no matter what, because of the kind of applications that are used with this headset. I felt a bit weird about the hour of battery life because in the presentation a big part was on the entertainment, be able to watch movies with it and something like that on the plane. And with 1 hour you can barely see an episode of a show. For a Hollywood blockbuster, you're gonna be lucky if you can arrive to half of the movie. and that's a bit hard. But that's not the only negative about it, because the other negative is actually the comfort. Because yes, this thing is not gonna be extra light. The weight is gonna be mostly in the front because all the hardware is there, and the user was saying that he was actually feeling during his demo a bit of neck sore using it. Nothing as bad as the Valve Index, that is actually a very heavy headset, but yeah, something noticeable. So maybe using it for a very long time, like they advertising to actually use it instead of your MacBook all day, I don't know if it's gonna be possible. Of course, everyone's mileage might vary because we all have different shape of heads, different strength in our muscles and something like that. But yeah, for this person, it wasn't the best, let's say. Also, here he talks about the fact that the headset gets pretty warm during usage, and there's probably a small fan inside that is gonna blow the hot air on top, grabbing the air from the hose and the bottom. I remember from all the leaks in the past where we were talking about problems from Apple about the overheating of this M2 processor. So yeah, apparently they were able to get the situation much better under control, but yeah, this thing still gets warm. We have a lot of processing power over here, so it is to be expected on a certain level. But anyhow, this was the first hands-on experience from Apple Insider. Again, I'm gonna leave the link in the description below so you can check it out and read it by yourself. It's a very interesting read, and I found it very interesting personally because I was very curious about the FOV. Everyone was talking different things about it, and I'm glad that we know now that it's gonna be just as any other virtual reality headset. This is not something bad, of course. Right now, virtual reality headsets are very enjoyable already, so with this very high resolution of 4K each display, it's gonna be awesome. So I kind of expected a resolution like the big screen beyond with lenses like the Quest Pro, and that sounds very awesome. But hey, what do you think about this new hands-on? Did you discover something that you didn't know about the Apple Vision Pro? Did it make you more excited or less excited? Let me know in the comment below. To be honest, I can wait to see it myself and test it myself, comparing with all the others that they have right now. But so far, as everyone beside him, I have to wait. So, as always guys, if you liked the video, like. If you didn't like the video, dislike. Subscribe to the channel for more VR tech. Really love the channel, there's a join button there. Then further, also the Patreon. Thanks all the Patreons to join the channel, of course. I see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Ciao.